How are you this wonderful, blessed afternoon, Mr. President? How are you? Oh, I'm doing great. You will never guess what Peter Strzok and Lisa Page and you know who else? I call him the Wolverine, the giant Wolverine, Kevin Clinesmith. He has a picture with a giant bear going like this. I don't know. He might be dating her. I don't know. It might be him and Sally Mueller. Oh my God. They make Sodom and Gomorrah look like a Christmas special. A Rainbow Bright Christmas special, yes. Well, they're going ahead right now. And they're going to start if you can believe this. Are you ready, Mr. President? They're going to start an FBI dating site. I know. FBI wanna set you up.com. I can't believe it myself. All night. Make me feel very good. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I don't know. They're going to put it on the interwebs. It's going to be like Hot or Not, or what are those sites? I don't even know. I met my wife at a school dance. Oh, when we were both young. Don't get any ideas. Okay, I'm going to go now. Well, thank you so much, sir. Yeah, I know. FBI won't set you up.com. Okay. Thank you so much. They're all stooping each other. I have no idea. Well, they were hooking up more than they were doing any work. I know. I don't know. Frogs? I don't even know. Maybe it's the water. Okay, thanks. All right, talk to you later. Poo-poo out. Bye. We have 201 people in 2 minutes. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to my late night after dark crew. This is my midday crew. Thank you so much for spending time on a Saturday with me. and I want to thank everybody, especially I want to thank the super chat people. You definitely keep me going, and you're just awesome. You give me every incentive to keep doing this. It is really wonderful to go ahead and have these live streams because I get to interact with people. What do we have here? Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Kevin Clinesmith, and Sally Mueller. Look at that. So 3 of the 5 FBI employees dinged for anti-Trump bias in the Inspector General's report ended up on the special counsel's investigation into Donald Trump's presidential campaign. Isn't that interesting? How does that happen? How does that happen? So what I'm going to try to do, because there are people who are saying, HA, I like the live streams, but you know what? I don't have 2 hours. Well, if you listen for the first half hour, 45 minutes, you will definitely get, most of what's taking place. And then I'll meander into a whole bunch of things. All right. It's just unbelievable. If you have to go ahead. So here is the article I'm reading, Washington Times. We have 301 people. It's already 4 minutes. And let's go ahead. So 3 of the 5 FBI employees dinged for anti-Trump bias in the Inspector General's report ended up on the special counsel's investigation into Donald Trump's presidential campaign, raising still more questions about the team Robert Mueller assembled. 2 of those agents, FBI lawyer Lisa Page and her paramour, Peter Strzok, became known when their vehemently anti-Trump text messages came to light. But the Inspector General's report identified a third person labeled FBI Attorney 2. And in addition to FBI Attorney 2, Mueller basically hired FBI Attorney 2's lover also who also fired off messages denigrating Mr. Trump and saying, "Vive la résistance." So long live the resistance. What I thought the resistance was like a Twitter thing for Democrats, disgruntled Democrats. Now it's a FBI thing. I didn't know this. You learn something new all the time. So apparently FBI agents were, I don't know, working for the DNC. It's not a stretch. It's not a stretch to say that they were an extension of the Democratic Party. And the Democrats know this too. They don't care. Democrats lose with every possible conceivable advantage. Virtual complete media collusion. CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, MSNBC, and they still lost the election. And they're still going to lose the House and Senate. They know very well. They know very well that they can't defeat Trump in an election because Trump is not the racist ogre monster caricature that they make him out to be. They have to present him and they have to twist everything he says and forget about all the direct racist quotes from Hillary Clinton because they don't have anything. Their policies either aren't as good or they can't articulate why their policies are better than Trump's policies. So what they do is they rely on washed up actors to go ahead and then say, and I'm not going to talk about this guy, but his initials are TNA. And I wish that they were representative of that. But aside from man boobs and I don't know, whatever else, TNA, these initials for this guy, it's like Peter Fonda, the Secret Service is already after Peter Fonda. So I don't know why these washed up actors are like, oh yeah, you know, F Trump, F Trump. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. You're not helping. There's not one person that's going to vote against Trump because a celebrity says F Trump. If anything, it's going to make people kind of look at Trump in a different way. A lot of people, because when you have all of these Hollywood actors who didn't say anything during President Obama's tenure, and then suddenly there are these moral voices under Trump, they're not only hypocrites, they're playing everyone. They're trying to manipulate people. So here you have FBI agents who were just, you have FBI agents who were basically working for the Democratic Party. Let's go on. So two of those, FBI lawyer Lisa Page and her paramour, her lover, Agent Peter Strzok, FBI want to stick you up.com, became known when their vehemently anti-Trump text messages came to light. But the Inspector General's report identified a third person labeled FBI Attorney 2, who said, long live the resistance. You're not part of the resistance if you're an FBI agent. Furthermore, when Strzok testifies, he could plead the fifth, but let's say he does testify. I believe he will. He should. He's going to say, well, I didn't mean stop Trump. I didn't mean insurance policy. I didn't mean Trump voters were smelly. I have family members who are Trump voters, all of these things. And he's going to say, well, you know, my personal thoughts were just that. They didn't affect my, yes, they do. If you have a hatred against somebody, it's going to affect what you do. That's just obvious. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about if you have a hatred against somebody, it's going to affect the way you do things. Okay, so none of the three is still on the special counsel's team. Well, obviously not. Ms. Page left weeks after the investigation opened, and Mr. Strzok departed after a couple of months when his anti-Trump text messages came to light. By the way, to stop Trump, when he got like a letter from a text from his lover, he's not going to win, right? He's not going to win. No, we'll stop Trump. We'll stop Trump. Oh, by the way, thank you, Rod Rosenstein. Thank you. Do you know where the 1.2 million documents are? The 1.2 million documents that we're waiting for, because you're also going to get impeached or contempt of Congress, or there are going to be repercussions. So Rod Rosenstein decided that it wasn't important for Congress to learn about the Stop Trump text. What Trump should do is simply fire Mueller, indict Clinton, and let's just move on into the future of this country without this giant weight on all of our shoulders called the Clinton Foundation, the Democratic Party beholden to Clinton. Let the Democrats free the Democrats from the Clintons' grasp. Because you have all these people who don't realize that at the end of the day, when you hate Trump so much, you're just helping the Democratic Party. You're not doing anything. A person's hate for Trump, voters don't care about an individual person's hate for Trump. And the fact of the matter is that most Americans relate to a lot of what Trump talks about. Your job as the Democratic Party, and I'm talking about most Americans, black, white, Latino, Asian, it's not this identity politics nonsense. That's why Democrats continue to lose. They lost most of the special elections. They'll continue to go ahead and lose. And the reason they lose is because they don't stand for anything. They don't stand for anything specific. If you want to say, oh my God, look what Trump is doing, well, Obama did worse. So, I mean, the thing is, he did worse. You want to, let's just look right here. New York Magazine, 2016 report, Obama administration handed child migrants over to human traffickers. That's the Obama administration. Where was Peter Fonda? Where were all these Hollywood celebrities? Where were they? Where were they? Where was Peter Fonda? Where was De Niro? Did De Niro say F Obama? Did he say F Clinton? Did he say F Bush? I don't remember De Niro speaking out against the Iraq War. To his credit, although I don't like him, Michael Moore spoke out against the Iraq War. So that's something. But then he voted for Clinton. So there you go. But 3 of the 5 FBI employees, and then also you can add Clinesmith also into that, and you can add Sally Moyer into that. So Clinesmith is one of them, but you can add Sally Moyer. Because they're texting back and forth. Oh my God, you said this wouldn't happen. Oh my God, the Republic. Well, the American Republic is stronger than anyone thought, because the FBI and MSNBC, CNN, all of them were not enough to stop the person people voted for. So Mr. Clinesmith also sent coworkers political jokes about Mr. Trump, including one instant message after the election saying, I am so stressed out about what I could have done differently. I am so stressed out about what I could have done differently. You're an FBI agent on the Clinton email probe. And then you say, I am so stressed out about what I could have done differently. And you mean and you're going to try to tell people that your bias, your hatred for Trump didn't affect things? It's just unbelievable. He's just unbelievable. It's just it's mind-boggling that at this point in time, Democrats simply can't just say, look, we were a lot more corrupt than the Republican Party. We cheated Bernie Sanders. And whatever you feel about Bernie Sanders, and I have a lot of questions as to why he just acquiesced in all of these things, but he was cheated. And instead of simply fighting back the way, anyone else would do, he just said, well, I'll go ahead and I'll acquiesce. The people who cheat me, I'll campaign for. And they're still blaming him. They're still blaming him. And Democrats don't want, when I was on the left, I used to say, hey, this FBI thing is really important. Like, who cares?
Well, how do you think that the Democratic Party is able to get away with things? They had Brennan, they had Clapper, they had Comey, all of whom are now completely discredited, especially Comey. Congress wants to subpoena both Comey and Loretta Lynch. They want to subpoena Peter Strzok. Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, James Comey, Andrew McCabe has a criminal referral. 5 other FBI agents, Comey's chief of staff. So that's 10 people total. Either gone from the FBI, no longer there. And so this swamp is getting drained, but just slowly but surely. The IG report, by the way, was scrubbed. The whole thing was altered. The whole thing was altered. So, and Horowitz did not say there was no bias. He said there was no documentary or testimonial bias, that any decisions the prosecutors made were based on bias. The prosecutors were only given evidence by people who hated Trump. Most of the evidence, how she transferred top secret intelligence, which relates to U.S. Code 793, the Espionage Act, and the gross negligence, U.S. Code 793F, most of it deals with intent, but she deliberately transferred top secret intelligence and special access program intelligence. She deliberately used a system outside the U.S. government. We have 634 people, 16 minutes in. I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody. And to the super chat people, thank you so much. Thank you always on this channel. So let's go ahead. If FBI Attorney 2 has the bias that he has, sure, it's problematic, Mr. Meadows, North Carolina Republican, told the Washington Times. The special counsel's office downplayed Mr. Clinesmith's involvement Wednesday by portraying him more as a bit player, right? Not key for its roster of prosecutors and federal agents, all of whom the roster of prosecutors, one person actually went ahead and not only donated a great deal of money, but one other person actually defended the Clinton Foundation. So that's what you're dealing with. The special counsel's office said last year that lawyers picked for Mr. Mueller's team donated more than $60,000 to Democrats. So you have 3 to 4 people who had anti-Trump text messages. 3 to 4 FBI agents or attorneys with anti-Trump text messages on the Mueller team. And then the prosecutors or the lawyers donated $60,000 to Democrats. In total, the investigation's prosecutors donated $19,000 to Hillary Clinton's 2008 and 2016 campaigns. How are you going to be objective? How are you going to do your job? You're not going to be able to do your job. You're not going to be able to do your job. So, Mr. Trump referred to Mueller's team this month on Twitter as 13 angry Democrats. He said there had never been a group of people on a case so biased and conflicted. That's true. That's true. Now you have these anti-Trump FBI agents, including Strzok and Page. You have Clinesmith and Mueller. And the really interesting thing about this is that, let's see, Mueller. There was no indication that Mrs. Mueller had a role in the special counsel's investigation. Mr. Mueller identified Mr. Clinesmith as another lawyer, Sally Mueller. So, but really, when you're talking about Mueller and Clinesmith, 2 lovers, Her input is important. All 5 have been referred for an internal review as FBI Director Christopher A. Wray has promised bias training. It's so stupid. So they promise bias training. Interesting. Isn't that interesting? It's called bias training. We have 701 people on this live stream in 20 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and... Exactly. How to be biased. Exactly. Exactly. Bias training and training how to be biased. That's what they're doing. Ms. Page left the FBI in May, but Mr. Strzok and Mr. Clinesmith are still employed there. Mr. Strzok has already been removed, physically removed from the building. Elvis has left the building. Peter Strzok has left the building. And Sessions like, what's the matter with your key card? Doesn't work, does it? I took your security clearance, put it in the trash. Mr. Strzok was reassigned to the agent's Human Resources Department. Oh, that's hilarious. Mr. Strzok was reassigned to the agency's Human Resources Department after he was removed from Mr. Mueller's team. But he was escorted out of the building last week. Nick at Night, thank you so much. Been trying to use Patreon for weeks, not able to on iPad, but advice from sub named Brooke steered me to try my iPhone. So thanks, Brooke, for help. Thank you, Brooke, and thank you, Nick at Night. Thank you, Nick at Night, for always watching and always supporting this channel. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Nick at Night. So we have a situation here where if you usually used to watch without the live stream, I mean, let's just recap, and then we can continue and just go on to whole other category of craziness. 3 of the 5 FBI agents employed dinged for anti-Trump bias in the IG report. You can add Sally Moyer, at least in terms of the Clinton emails investigation. But Clinesmith, Page, and Strzok. Clinesmith, Page, and Strzok. So you have Clinesmith, Kevin Clinesmith, Lisa Page, Sally Moyer, Peter Strzok, and then you have 3 other FBI agents whose text messages are being investigated. So you have a total of 7 FBI agents, one of whom says, I wish I could have done something differently. I wish I could have done a better job to prevent Trump from winning. And he still won. They cheat Bernie. Clinton cheats Bernie. Clinton goes ahead, outspends Trump 2-1. Media collusion beyond belief. Clinton still loses. Plus, you had the FBI covering for her, fabricating Trump Russia, and he's still going to win in 2020. And Republicans are still going to win in Congress. It's just unbelievable. Salome Baptiste Smith, thank you so much. Thank you, Salome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Salome. It's just unbelievable. Thank you again, Salome. It's just unbelievable. You look at the fact also that, I mean, the FBI should have started a dating agency. Everyone's hooking up with each other. Then there's Kevin Clinesmith. Okay. Louis Shalero, a former head of FBI's New York office, said the removal of 2 people from Mr. Mueller's team is a black eye for the venerable bureau. He said the use of text and instant message is troubling because the messages are part of a written record of biases that could be used in court to undermine the credibility. Of course, an FBI agent's job, first and foremost, is to testify in a court of law. But as a defense attorney, the first thing I'm going to do is get their messages in social media posts and show how they are biased against how they are biased witnesses. Of course. That's why you have to open up another investigation, which they're still doing. So thank you again, Salome. And thank you, everybody, for your support. Everybody in the live and the super chat, thank you. It's just unbelievable because Christopher Wray, this is a Daily Mail article. Christopher Wray said, look, if there's bias, we can still go ahead and charge Clinton. She will get indicted, if anything, under U.S. Code 793F. I state that in my book, but her top secret emails that has already been read by people within the U.S. government and one former Trump advisor. And I've stated that in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon. I've stated that she was not only at risk, that she should have been indicted. And in The Hill, I go on and on. I was a contributor to The Hill. And believe it or not, when I was on MSNBC in 2016, and I was a hardcore Bernie Sanders supporter, I said, look, she had special access program intelligence. You can't transfer SAP intelligence. Not possible. So you have to take either a cell phone pic, you have to either use a thumb drive, you have to either just plug your server somehow inside U.S. servers, inside the U.S. network. And the issue is that, well, she'll never get indicted. People say she'll never get indicted because there are too many people that helped her. Okay. If there are people at the NSA or CIA or FBI that helped her, Christopher Wray, Gina Haspel, General Nakasone at the NSA. So you have, and then the State Department, you have Pompeo. It's not all of the people that helped her are no longer helping her. They're no longer there. They're either in legal trouble or they've been discredited or they're just no longer at their job. We have 757 people here, 27 minutes in. So here we go. That's hilarious. There's one person here. If the investigation was really as biased as some people have alleged, would Mueller be removing people who are so biased? Yes. He had to. He only removed it because it was is it helpful to Mueller? No, but it doesn't undermine his credibility? Yes, it does. There's nothing there except gossip and hearsay. Nothing. The BuzzFeed is suing the DNC. This is hilarious. So they just interviewed somebody who was more favorable to Mueller, a law professor. So you always have these law professors who were like generally liberal, generally going to believe the intelligence community under Comey, Clapper, and you have Dan Coates now, but Clapper and Brennan, John O'Brennan, and that these professors, these law professors, not one person, Maduro Mike, thank you so much. Great work, brother. Thank you, Maduro Mike. Thank you. Thank you for your continued support of this channel. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Maduro Mike. Thank you, Maduro Mike. So these law professors are like, it's just going to, the facts, is it helpful? No. Okay, so they're like, it's going to be judged on what the facts are, what people say under oath. Under oath pertaining to what? There are no Russian hackers. There's no evidence that Trump colluded at all. What about what Clinton said? What about what Uma Abedin said under oath? Oh, by the way, she didn't. She never said anything under oath. What about what Cheryl Mills, David Kendall, Heather Samuelson said under oath? What about what Brian Pagliano said under oath? Oh, no, he didn't say anything under oath, but he only set up the server. He is the only person, along with Justin Cooper, who knows exactly how Special Access Program and top secret intelligence was transferred from SIPRN at JWIC, SCIFs, and other channels within the U.S. government. It dawned upon me the other day. The Special Access Program intelligence might not have emanated from SIPRN at JWICs or SCIFs. There might be some other channels within the U.S. government that I'm not, privy to, which is great, fine, no problem. Actually, better for me. But they emanated from someplace, and she knew what Clinton's goal was, which is the Espionage Act, U.S. Code 793. What her goal was simply to hide her communication regarding the Clinton Foundation, and the only way she could do her work as Secretary of State was to ensure that all her information as Secretary of State was transferred into her outside server as she was doing work for the Clinton Foundation. 30,000 of 60,000 emails were private. 30,000. Half the time she was working on private personal business related to the Clinton Foundation. Half the time. That's why she met 85 donors who gave her $156 million. So thank you very much again, Maduro Mike. And Gabbers, thank you. Thank you, Gabbers, for your continued support for this channel as well. Thank you. Thank you, Gabbers. Thank you. Kevin Clinesmith. I love this. You got to see this photo. Kevin Clinesmith, 5 facts you need to know. This is the FBI agent who is like, the Republic is done. Kevin Clinesmith, a Washington, D.C. area attorney, was publicly accused by a congressman of possibly being the FBI lawyer described in the Inspector General's report as allegedly writing, "Long live the resistance, viva la résistance." So this is the guy who wrote "Long live the resistance." Fantastic. And he's with a gigantic Russian bear. Isn't that awesome? That is so awesome. This dude looks big himself. But this bear looks like it's ginormous. House Judiciary Committee member Representative Mark Meadows. These are like, they're on the attack. They're on the attack. Alex Voro, thank you so much. Thank you, Alex. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for your support of this channel. Thank you. Thank you. Alex Voro, thank you. Okay, so in a dramatic moment, Meadows then directly asked Horowitz whether 2 anonymous employees identified as making anti-Trump statements in the IG report were named Kevin Clinesmith and Sally Mueller. Dun, dun, dun. However, the Inspector General refused to answer the question. That's like, love this guy. Oh my gosh. He loves to, he really likes to pose near gigantic statues. So this is, you might have gone to Michigan State. I always like watching Michigan State football. I'm a Trojans fan. I'm a USC Trojans fan, but I always liked Michigan State. Meadows accused Clinesmith of possibly being the attorney who wrote Viva la Résistance, was devastated by Trump's victory and described Mike Pence as stupid. Well, I'm not going to disagree there. Not just joking. Not really. Just joking. Representative Jim Jordan, the FBI didn't want Trump to be president. Peter Strzok text says, we'll stop it. Day after the election, FBI attorney number 2 said he was stressed out about what I could have done differently. Wow. I am numb. Oh, Trump won. What are we going to do? FBI attorney, I am numb. I can't stop crying. Oh, my God. I am numb. I can't stop crying. That makes me even more sad. What? Oh, FBI Attorney 2 is such a nice person. Bow, 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 bow. This is the beginning of a bad porn. I'm numb. I can't stop crying. That makes me even more sad. Like, what happened? Unbutton. You promised me this wouldn't happen. You promised. Okay. That might have been a lie. Wink, wink. I'm very upset. Ha ha. I am so stressed about what I could have done differently. Okay. Unbelievable. This generation of young people. These people probably late 20s, early 30s. I'm in my early 40s. You don't do that. You don't just go ahead and text. So stupid. So stupid. That's true. Vive la résistance. It's true. Solomé is 100% right. As I figured that, like, they even wrote it wrong. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so awesome. Wow. Oh, wow. If you're trying to dox me, make sure you don't dox wrong people. Because that's hilarious. Okay, so I'm going to just report that. Pretty stupid, too, because then, like, I'm... These, like, haters should get their doxing game going better. Okay, go ahead. Report. Take a little picture right here. Send it to YouTube. Sorry, this guy is hilarious. One person's trying to dox, but not working, homie. Hold on. Hold on, I'm sorry. Wow. That is so funny. Yeah, make sure you don't report the wrong person. You don't dox the wrong people, buddy. You're not very intelligent. That's so funny. Holy Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So Maduro Mike, thank you so much. It's like, it's pretty. So they go, like, if a person goes on a live stream, he's like, I'm gonna go ahead and give people's H.A. Goodman's address. Make sure you don't give anyone else's address that H.A. Goodman doesn't live there. Maybe never lived there, or maybe lived there 30 years ago, buddy. Wow. That's awesome. I just reported the guy to YouTube. That's all you have to do is report. Plus, I mean, as a member of the NRA and Gun Owners of America, thank God I have the Bill of Rights. I'm good. God forbid someone comes unannounced into my place of residence. You can rest assured. I have my safes are not far away. Safes, plural. So, and AK is a very good home defense that God forbid if some person tried to hurt me or my family, I'm good. That's why you have the Second Amendment, buddy. I'm going to dox H.A. Goodman. Don't come in unannounced. Not good for you, buddy. But that's why you have the Second Amendment, to protect your family. So you think you're going to dox somebody, people who get doxed and they don't protect themselves. They don't take advantage of the Second Amendment to protect their families, protect themselves. That's, I could understand they're petrified. But if you're good, if you have a plan, if somebody, God forbid, tries to hurt you and your family and they dox you and they're like, and dox with a 30-year-old address. It's like so stupid. So anyway, done. Anyway, Alex Voro, thank you so much. I'm going to do Bill Clinton 1 second. 1 second, Alex. Lori Anstead, thank you so much. Can we report him? Yeah, if you see anyone trying to dox me or anyone else with the most hilarious addresses, by the way, please, yes. Thank you so much, Lori. Thank you. But that's why, as an American citizen, someone tried to dox me, if they haven't gotten the right address yet, but whatever. You try to dox me, or anyone who's a member of the Gun Owners of America or the NRA, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I and you, as law-abiding citizens, you use the Second Amendment only for home protection. If somebody, God forbids, trying to hurt you or your family. But like the people are like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy. It's not going to work that way. Especially if you got the wrong address, buddy. And then like you're hurting someone else. So that's stupid. But Lori, thank you so much. Thank you, Lori, for your support for this channel. I want to tell you something, also, when you go ahead and you say things that, people don't like, they write hit pieces on you. The Daily Beast, Wonkette, Raw Story, a no-name publication I won't name, a whole bunch of people try to insult me and denigrate me. Other journalists, but it made me stronger. It made my channel grow. A lot of the people who tried to hurt me, they're in a different position right now in terms of, some are no longer in the political game. Some are. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The point is, I try to go ahead and, whereas with me, I try to, on the left, everyone's like just like a jumble, right? But they're just all over each other, like, hey, no. But I'm just trying to focus on my views, my thoughts. Clinton's going to get indicted, and I'm being vindicated every single day. So if somebody wants to dox me with a wrong address that says something about their frustration with the Democratic Party, we got Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Kevin Clinesmith, Sally Mueller, James Comey, Andrew McCabe, the 3 other FBI agents, all are going to flip and sing. You got James Comey and Clapper, zero power. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, everybody. Zero power. And if anyone at this, thank you so much. XXPad11, thank you. Anti-Docs, great channel, great info, long-time follower. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lori, as always, for your support, on social media and this channel. And thank you, XXPad11. One great thing about this channel and what I've done and my work, like when the NRA retweeted my article, or when this channel, I have amazing people. And it's just so good because in my channel, we protect ourselves. I suggest don't addressing any fools or any trolls. But if you see someone trying to dox or someone trying to hurt others, just report the person. Because there's no room to if people don't like me or my voice, then focus on Democrats. Or if you don't like Trump, why don't you defeat him in the election? There's a novel idea. Why don't you defeat him in the election? Just go ahead and defeat him in the election. But let's continue. 878 people here, all of whom are strong, united. Doesn't even matter if you agree or disagree, but if you're watching this channel, you're doing it because it's enjoyable and it is informative in a way that CNN or MSNBC just isn't informative. Jim Jordan, the FBI didn't want to be president. The FBI didn't want Trump to be president. Peter Strzok, a text says we'll stop it. The day after the election, FBI attorney number 2 said he was stressed out about what I could have done differently. 2 weeks later, he said, vive la résistance. Vive la résistance. So, 45 minutes in, 867 people. Now, Kevin Clinesmith is really interesting. This guy is hilarious. This guy's hilarious. We have right here 5 facts. So I'm on 4th fact. I am other employee not involved in mid-year investigation. So even the people who are not involved are still like upset. I can't stop crying. That makes me even more sad, my love. As the FBI attorney number 2, Clinesmith. It makes me even more sad that I can't help you. But we'll get Trump somehow. John Brennan. More John Brennan impressions. Here, I'll read agent number 2 as Brennan. Liam, thank you. Check out the Wall Street Journal article, Mueller's Fruit of the Poison Tree. I think you'll like it. Yes, I will. I'm going to check that out right after this. I'm just going to do this Brennan impression. But thank you very much. Thank you, Liam. Thank you. Agent Pepsi. Agent Pepsi's awesome. Has been supporting this channel for a long time, watching for a very, very long time. And I'll be John Brennan. John Brennan. John Brennan. I am numb. I can't stop crying. That makes me even more sad. Like, what happened? the other FBI employee, they're all like Valley girls from the Valley. Like, what happened? You promised me this wouldn't happen. You promised. Capital. And that's like people were like, you write in capital letters. So what? You write in capital letters, AJ Goodman. You have a big problem in your life. You need help. You're writing capitals. It's yelling at me. I read it and it's yelling at me. Who cares? F employee. Like, what happened? You promised me like this wouldn't happen. You promised. Attorney number 2 in John Brennan's voice. I am so stressed about what I could have done differently. I could have set up a poo-poo dossier. I could have set up more pee-pee on the dossier. I could have set up more bodily fluids, but that's just not Bubba Bill. I'll do Bubba Bill in a second. Employee, don't stress. None of that matters. The FBI's influence. I don't know. We broke the momentum. What momentum? You broke momentum? You broke momentum. What momentum? Brooke. You got doxxed. May I send you a Kugel? No, Brooke, thank you. No, I didn't get doxxed, but they tried to like I've never seen a correct address yet. But hilarious thing is like that it's just funny too, because like what you don't like, what don't you like about me? Don't watch the channel. A person's like place maybe H.A. Goodman lived 30 years ago. Yeah. No, fail. Docs fail. I say Second Amendment. Trust me. If you're part of the NRA and gun owners, it's your Second Amendment right makes you sleep well at night, because God forbid, God forbid, God forbid somebody ever tried to hurt your family. God forbid, and they try to break into your home. God forbid. Well, okay, then you have the special special rounds for home defense in the AK. So there you go. Okay, no problem. And it's not just the AK. There's other things too. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm devastated. I'm just devastated. I can't wait until I can leave today and just shut off and take selfies in front of a giant bear. I just can't imagine the systemic disassembly of the progress we've made the last 8 years. The ACA is gone. Who knows if the rhetoric about deporting people is true? Obama only deported 2.5 million people. But I didn't bother to care about the 2.5 million Obama deported because Obama is good and Trump is bad. Obama's good and Trump is bad. Thank you everybody. Yeah, just report if you see any like crazy people, just report them. And if I have like I have 870 people, so I have a whole bunch of people reporting. And then the trolls are going to have to start other new YouTube profiles, and it's the same. I know it's like the same person, group, people, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's go ahead. So he's like, who knows if the rhetoric about deporting people is true? Yeah, Obama deported 2.5 million. I honestly feel like there is going to be a lot of more gun issues. The crazies won finally. The crazies. The crazies? The law-abiding citizens at the NRA and at the Gun Owners of America? The crazies won. The crazies, as opposed to the really good people like Chelsea Handler who have armed guards with semi-automatic pistols. Yeah, but they don't want you to have that. That's interesting. That's not crazy at all. Like all the wonderful sane people who didn't care that Obama destroyed Libya and now there's slave auctions there. That's what we're working with, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're working with as a liberal establishment. And you ever wonder why the FBI is completely and utterly, its reputation is in absolute tatters, is because you have this liberal establishment that thinks Obama was the best thing ever, best person ever. I voted for Obama twice, but then at least I was open to reason and say, wow, this person is not what I thought he was. And by the way, his record was horrible. His foreign policy record was horrible. Yemen got us into Yemen. All you hear now is Yemen, Yemen, Yemen. Okay, from the left. Who got us in there? Obama. Well, I don't like Obama. Hey, you voted for him twice. So did I. I regret that. Very much regret that. Who knows if the rhetoric about... Okay, so I honestly feel there's going to be a lot more gun issues. The crazies finally won. No, actually, the conservatives and generally people who are gun owners are law-abiding. Actually, it's the crazies can use any type of firearm. And if they're not stopped by good people, then they have all the time to commit the most heinous atrocities. Sorry, if a crazy person has a weapon and is going to commit a mass tragedy, I'm not going to wait. I don't really want to wait for Pelosi or Schumer to enact sensible gun reform. Because at that moment, you need someone to protect you, like the resource officers who protect the children, the law enforcement officers who stopped the crazies. Yeah, I think that's really just like Chelsea Handler has armed guards. Just like Alyssa Milano, she said her husband is a gun owner. Great, great. You find out why these people snap. That's the biggest issue. And if you want to protect schools, put a resource officer specifically there to ensure that nobody has all the time in the world to commit a mass tragedy. But the logic is too much for people. So, Scooby Don't, thank you so much. Scooby Don't, thank you. Been viewers since primaries. Glad you became MAGA. Love your Second Amendment channel. Yes, thank you. I'm actually going to upload. It was a 357 that I was shooting indoor range, and then this week maybe some shotguns I'll upload, or an AR. I'll go to the rifle range and I'll do some cool things there. Russia hoax since 1993 with Clinton's Megaton Act. Trump is right. Great job, USA. USA, Trump. Okay, so thank you, Scooby. Don't. Thank you. So 881 people on this. Awesome. It's 54 minutes in. I feel like it's just 5 minutes. I'm energized. The trolls energize me. And they should energize you. Trolls are good for life. You need them to wake you up and energize. So, okay. Attorney number 2, it's just hard not to feel like the FBI caused some of this. It was razor thin in some states. Plus, my god dang name is all over the legal documents. So I think it's the biggest Clinesmith goes, plus my goddamn name is all over the legal documents investigating this stuff. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh, I have to put this on Twitter. Honestly, though, like, even if let's say like you're not into firearms, go. I the other day I took a lesson in archery. You have H.A. Goodman just, you know, with the bow, and it's like it feels great. You know, you gotta do those things. You know, it's awesome. Anybody comes to my place, I'm hanging on the ceiling with a crossbow. What's up? What's up? Anyway, that is hilarious. He's like, I'm all over the damn things. I'm all over the documents. So Kevin Clinesmith's name's all over the documents. Gee, no wonder. Archery is noble. It's awesome. It's really awesome. 890 people. We're just getting started. So the best line here. This is a profanity alert, but for YouTube policies, I'm actually reading what the FBI wrote. So this is Kevin Clinesmith, one of the many people at the FBI who's stupping other people and apparently didn't like. So attorney number 2, and it's just hard not to feel like the FBI caused some of this. Yeah, like not doing its job. How about indicting Clinton for transferring top secret intelligence and special access program intelligence from Cyprin at JWIC, SCIFs, and other places within the U.S. government onto her basement server? Maybe you should have done your job. Maybe you should have done your job. It was razor thin in some states. Plus, my goddamn name is all over the legal documents investigating his staff. So who knows if that breaks to him, what he's going to do? You mean Trumpy? Trumpy not going to do much. He's just going to let you do everything. He's just going to wait for you to do everything. Wait for all of you to just make your own beds. He told DIG that we tend to exaggerate some statements back and forth to one another. Oh my God. It's just, and so basically Kevin Clinesmith, all these people are like, we're joking. We were just joking. We tend to just exaggerate. There's going to be one text message where it's going to be like one text message they find that Rosenstein is keeping, and it's going to be something like, you know, every fiber of my being, before I do anything in this life, I'm going to make sure that Trump's presidency doesn't ever work out and that he gets impeached within 3 months. I will, by God, please, every fiber of my being, good Lord above, I pray every day for Trump's demise. Send. Send.
I love you.
And then that person's gonna be like, it's just just joking. It was just joking. It's just what we do at the FBI. I was completely unbiased, though. It's completely unbiased.
Okay, what do we have here?
So Kevin Clinesmith, here we go. Clinesmith is a Michigan native who previously worked for the Department of Energy. All right. Yes, Clinesmith is a marathon runner and Dragon Con fan. Something that seems I would like. Dragon Con. Clinesmith was married and loved the diversity of his Virginia neighborhood. Okay, that's cool. All right. Love the diversity of, what does he write? Okay. Meadows is accusing Clinesmith of possibly being the attorney who was removed from the Mueller investigation. Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. There's another FBI agent. Her name is redacted, very likely, and she'll be like, I was going to interview Uma Abedin, but I told her it's okay and I loved her. And yes, I knew she transferred the top secret special access program intelligence, but I didn't care. And I hid that in one of the closets at the FBI building. And then since Trump is elected, I haven't been able to sleep. And I'm just going to devote my life to destroying him. Send. Love you. And then she's going to be interviewed by the IG, and she's going to be like, I was just having a bad day that day, and I don't really mind Trump at all. It's just, to each his own. And then the Washington Post is going to be like, well, everyone has their biases. It's not a problem at all. FBI agent Sally Mueller.
What do we have here?
Exclusive. This is the FBI agent who worked on Hillary Clinton's probe. Oh, that's right. We were talking about this last night at HA After Dark. Sorry to use the languages, but this is what she used. So profanity alert and vulgarity alert for my live stream. The FBI agent used the word retarded. Trump supporters are retarded. This is not Clinesmith, the person he's stooping. Okay. Texted F Trump. It's standard. To her colleague lover, seen for the first time since her identity was revealed after release of the IG report. Interesting. These are the people protecting us. These are the people protecting us. I find anyone who enjoys this job an absolute effing idiot. If you don't think so, ask them one more question. Who are you voting for? I guarantee you it will be Donald Trump. I forgot about Trump. That's so sad and pathetic. Anyone that enjoys. That's so sad. If they want to vote for him, someone who can't answer a question, someone who can't be professional for even 1 second. Stick your tongue in a fan. I would rather vote for Trump. French toast with Trump. Okay, so they all hate him. You think HRC is going to win, right? You think we should get nails in some boards in case she doesn't? Nails in some boards. So they're going to go protest. The FBI is going to, okay. She better win, otherwise I'm going to be walking around. This is, Agent 5. I believe it could be Moyer. She better win, otherwise I'm going to be walking around with both my guns. Wow. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. She better win, or else I'm going to be walking around with both my guns. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So she better win. Otherwise, I'm going to be I'm walking around with both my guns. Wow. That's the FBI. It's just unbelievable. So we got 910 people watching this. Kevin Clinesmith, that's so awesome. This is absolutely amazing. Let's read what Trump tweeted. Trump. Trump's go-it-alone immigration strategy ends in chaos, confusion, CNN, whereas Obama's immigration strategy was so non-chaotic. That's the thing. It's not a matter of saying you don't like Trump's policies. Say it, fine. But if you're gonna write with such hyperbole, then why weren't you writing in the same manner with Trump? I mean, with Obama. Okay, so happy birthday to Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. It's a very sad day when Nancy Pelosi and her sidekick crying Chuck Schumer. Okay, so hold on one second. All right, so Fox News poll numbers plummet on the Democrat-inspired and paid-for Russia witch hunt. With all of the bias, lying, and hate by the investigators, people want the investigators investigated. It's true. Much more will come out. A total scam. Nah, nice. Much more will come out. You heard it from President Trump, not me. Wow. Wow. Much more will come out. So that's pretty amazing for Trump to just go ahead, and he was just like hardcore the other day, and during one of his speeches, he was like, all the crimes she committed, she got away with. I mean, that's basically talking like the way I speak. Much more will come out. Wow. My chat room is pretty awesome. So, and thank you so much to the super chat people. Okay, so let's go ahead. Also, there's some really, really wonderful people who Paul Sperry is like one of the foremost people here on the email probe in Russia. Mark Meadows is the man. Mark Meadows is the man. Okay, a new report on DOJ FBI compliance with document requests are not accurate. While they have turned over additional documents, the new documents represent a small percentage of what they owe. Sorry, buddy. Congress. Rosenstein's behind is grass. Meadows is the lawnmower. The notion that DOJ and FBI have been forthcoming with Congress is false. So the Rosenstein issue is still omnipresent. So there are really wonderful people saying wonderful things. And Let's just go. Devin Nunes is awesome. So let's just make the rounds right now. So Devin Nunes did Paul Sperry. Devin Nunes. Okay, so talk about the Time magazine tried his biggest propaganda fail of all time. The little girl, thank God, was not separated from her family and was not fleeing violence. Then there's Jim Jordan. Let's see Jim Jordan. Rosenstein. Jordan had that if Rosenstein still refuses to cooperate, should Congress hold him in contempt, then the ultimate recourse for Congress would be to impeach the Deputy Attorney General. There you go. Mark Meadows. Wow. Now there's evidence that they altered the 302s, which is absolutely
interview session. I think the
302s are the notes that these FBI officers take when they're interviewing all the people. Salome Baptiste Smith, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Salome. Thank you so much for your continued support of this channel. Thank you so much. Thank you, Salome. So I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, so thank you, everyone, for your kind words. So I'm just going to go ahead. They altered the evidence, and this is the thing. They're supposed to be protecting us. Okay? They're supposed to be protecting us. How hard is that to do? Focus on protecting the country. Don't focus on your political. You want to talk politics? Go on, YouTube or TYT or whatever. I mean, on the opposite, very opposite end of the spectrum. Whatever. Steven Crowder, TYT, Ben Shapiro, and just go anywhere you want to go. CNN, MSNBC, Fox. But don't, if you're an FBI agent, don't go ahead and don't talk about politics while you're doing your job. And don't just sway and influence an election. You knew she should have been indicted, and now she's going to eventually get indicted. InfoWars. Watch InfoWars. I agree with you. I do agree with you. So... It's just poll numbers plummet with all the bias, lying, and hate by investigators. People want the investigators investigated. Yes. Congressman Ron DeSantis, a top student at Yale and Harvard Law School, is running for governor of the great state of Florida. I hope he wins. I hope every Republican statewide national election win. I hope the GOP dominates. It's not even about policies, because Democratic policies aren't good. They don't even what are they pushing? They're pushing Russia. They're putting all their emphasis and all their eggs in the Russian hacking basket. Even if there are certain bills in Congress that could be good, they're not pushing these bills. Where's this comprehensive immigration reform push by Democrats? What about Dreamers? Have you heard about Dreamers? I have friends who are Dreamers. They're like, I hope Trump can help me. They don't say, I hope Pelosi can help me. The amount of hate and jealousy and hatred on the left. Mike Sherman, thank you so much. I want to thank you. I was beginning my tirade on Democrats, but thank you so much, Mike Sherman. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much, Mike Sherman. And Salome, thank you so much. Mike Sherman, thank you so very much for your generosity. The left is full of so much hate, so much animosity, so much hate. So much hate and animosity. And it's just not enough. Like, nothing you do is enough. Nothing you do is enough. So they call everyone Nazi, even if they're Jewish. And then everything they don't like is a euphemism. And then when you go ahead and you're like, you know what? I'm going to debate. So I debated, like I said, I debated Richard Spencer. And I had the antithesis of his viewpoint. And it was a civil debate where I used logic and reason to how I feel to defeat him. And I exposed his ideology in the last 20 minutes of the debate, where he states he would go ahead and utilize genocide. He doesn't state it, he infers it, if he needed to, in his theoretical state. But that is not, the left doesn't see that, because they have no policy. You have to understand, if you're a Democrat, if you're a liberal, if you're a progressive, if you're anyone on the left, if you're an anarchist, if you're stuck in these groups that just they hang out all the time on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and they just prop each other up. And it's like these little enclaves of, we have 1,003 people. Do me a favor, tell your friends, tweet this out, let people know that this is happening right now. But you go ahead and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you're a progressive or a socialist or an anarchist or a liberal or a Democrat or a centrist or just somebody who was or used to be a Republican but no longer a Republican, like one of the McCain guy. Doesn't matter. If you're anywhere to the left of center, you're going to be funneled right back into the Democratic Party, whether you like it or not. And if you don't vote for the Democratic nominee, you will be a traitor. You will be the worst person on the planet. You will be a traitor. You will be, oh my God, every euphemism on the book. And then what's going to happen is the Democratic Party then loses. Then you have all these people pretending, well, I didn't like him anyway. But you know what? This person's bad. Da, da, da. It's all, and all you had to do if you were Bernie was say, no, I'm not going to campaign. Maybe even go with Jill Stein. Maybe even Jill Stein reached out to Bernie, didn't even respond to her request to reach out. You could have fought back, fight back. And people were like, oh, how come you voted for Trump? I don't like you voting for Trump. You were a Bernie, bro. Yeah. And Trump is exposing corrupt FBI agents, exposing Strzok, Page, Text, Clinesmith, Mueller, Andrew McCabe, James Comey, and 3 other FBI agents, and Clapper and Brennan, all these people. They have the Steele dossier. That's it. That's all they've had is the Steele dossier. Meanwhile, you have an actual server in Clinton's basement with top secret and special access program intelligence. With top secret and special access program intelligence. You had Brian Pagliano's emails missing for 4 years. And it's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. And Trump's going to win again. 2020 is going to just smash. So Mike Sherman, thank you so much. I want to thank you. I'm in the middle of my diatribe against Democrats, but thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike Sherman, very, very much. But at the end of the day, Trump's going to win in 2020, and eventually Clinton will get indicted. U.S. Code 793F, even if she's too stupid to realize what she did. Even if she's too stupid to realize what she did. And so Kathy Griffin and Stormy Daniels flicked off the camera yesterday, and it was like, oh my God. And then what's his name? It was amazing. Jim Jordan, Ron DeSantis. Okay, let's talk about Ron DeSantis. This is awesome.
More damage to the institution.
This is awesome.
So this guy, this guy Peter Strzok has done more damage to the institution of the FBI than probably any agent in modern times, and he really helped alter the political dynamics
Sandra
in this
Lee.
country. Donald Trump's gotten
Awesome.
a heck of a lot done, but he's had to deal with this for over a year and a half, and it's unfair.
You mentioned the leaks. Mr. Horowitz did say that he is still doing investigations into leaks, into James Comey.
By the way, one of my amazing subscribers asked, where's Pagliano? Have you heard of witness protection? Witness protection. Brian Pagliano is, first of all, here's a little secret that I know that I think everyone should know. Do you know the one person that every day, the one person on the minds of Ron DeSantis, Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, Trump, Sessions, Christopher Wray, Devin Nunes, all of these people, one person, Brian Pagliano, the guy who set up her server. They're all waiting. They're just, this is all like, if you want to make the analogy, it's all foreplay. This is all foreplay. This is just months and months and months and months of foreplay. And eventually they're going to get to, oh, where's Brian Pagliano's 4 years? Because he had a subpoena. Jason Chaffetz subpoenaed him. And Jason Chaffetz is like, do you want to come to Congress? There's a subpoena. And Chaffetz is like, give me that subpoena. Done. No more. I'm not going. So that's I mean, Jason, Brian Pagliano is like one of the keys to all of this, but let's continue with Ron DeSantis.
Peter Strzok has done more damage to the institution of the FBI than probably any agent in modern times, and he really helped alter the political dynamics in this country. Donald Trump's gotten a heck of a lot done, but he's had to deal with this for over a year and a half, and it's unfair.
You mentioned the leaks. Mr. Horowitz did say that he is still doing investigations into leaks, into James Comey, into Russia as well. But regarding Peter Strzok, his attorney has offered him up to come to Congress and testify what was going on. How do you think that's going to go?
Well, go ahead and make my day. I would love to have that. He did testify in front of the Inspector General, and the Inspector General said he did not find Strzok to be credible at all in a number of different instances, that his explanations just didn't wash. I mean, when he was asked about the insurance policy text meeting in Andrew McCabe's office, the deputy director of the FBI said, well, I'm not sure. I don't really remember that meeting. And so he kind of played dumb on it. So he was not credible.
He said, I don't remember the meeting. How do you not remember the meeting? How do you not remember the meeting in the number 2 at the FBI's office where you literally say, yeah, we talked about an insurance policy called Russia, and then the Stop Trump text is given way after? Ham Saris is awesome. Ham Saris is awesome. Sam Harris is awesome. Ham Saris is also awesome. All right, so let's continue.
In the eyes of the IG, and I think if he were to come before the Congress, I think it would be, well, I'm not sure. I don't really remember that meeting. And so he kind of played dumb on it. So he was not credible in the eyes of the IG. And I think if he were to come before the Congress, I think it would be nationally televised theater where this guy was probably tripping all over himself. But I definitely welcome it, and I think that he should do that. And I also think he should lose his job, Steve. Why is he still getting a paycheck from the taxpayers after all that he's done, all the damage that this guy's done with his bias? To be credible at all in a number of different instances, that his explanation going to go. Well, go ahead and make my day.
How do you think that's going to go?
Well, go ahead and make my day.
Dang!
How do you think that's going to go?
Well, go ahead and make my day. I would love to have that. I would note
Did you see what Ron DeSantis said about you, Mr. Strzok? Go ahead and make my day. Dirty Harry.
Magnum 44, Smith & Wesson. Model 629, baby.
Has raised was your support in 2011. And I think we have actually the letter that you and Senator Bill Nelson signed supporting the for-profit prison to be built in Southwest Ranches. Was that support in 2011 a mistake?
First of all, let's be clear on what that center was. That was an immigration detention center.
So Debbie Wasserman Schultz talking about an immigration detention center. Is she a Trump voter? Is she working for the Trump administration? So they're all hypocrites. And so Ron DeSantis just said, make my day. Make my day. Okay, let's see something right here. Oh, sorry, Model 29. No, wait. Model 29, 629 is different. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue. We got 968 people. Larry, Stormy Wasserman, Larry Gork, thank you so much. Stormy Wasserman Schultz. Yes. I'm going to go ahead and tweet that out right now. Right now. I'm putting this right here. My new fantasy football name is Stormy Wasserman Schultz. Put that. Fantasy football. New fantasy football name, Stormy Wasserman Schultz. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to what's really going on. Okay, so, Mark Meadows.
This often happens when we issue reports. I think the other.
So the 302s, which a huge problem. Destruction of evidence. There are legal statutes directly related to that. You go to jail for a long time. Big problem. Big problem. Yeah, what? And you know why they went to London? Because of GCHQ. They went to go ahead and they went to the British. They're like, look, we can't really do anything without your help, because then we can say the British informed us. Because there was no $35 billion got nothing. So they bought the Steele dossier with money that Bernie Sanders voters gave to Hillary Clinton. So let's go ahead and watch this. There's a growing body of evidence that the FBI made edits and changes to 302s or summaries of witness interviews in both the Clinton and early Russia investigation. Well, isn't that? It's so obvious. Right now, Mueller is just like, Trump is just letting Mueller, like he can fire Mueller in 2 seconds, but he's just like letting him make a fool of himself. This is incredibly troubling and needs to be examined. I appreciate that you looking at this. This is all heating up until November. This channel is going to grow. You and I will be vindicated every single day. And November, it's not even going to be pretty. It's already dwindling right now before I get to the 302s. Let's go ahead and see hilarious polls. Midterm. Yeah. Ha. 6.0. It was at like 8, 7.8. It went down to 6. It was at 3 before Trump. Before Trump went to
It was at 3 before Trump went to sign the peace deal with North Korea. So then suddenly Democrats benefit from that. How do Democrats benefit from that? I hope Julian Assange is free, gains his freedom very soon. But let's listen to Mark Meadows.
There is growing evidence that 302s were edited and changed. And it gets back to what Ms. Handel said in terms of those particular interview sessions. And those 302s, it is suggested that they were changed to either prosecute or not prosecute individuals. And that is very troubling. And I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
And if I could just mention, we have been getting those kind of referrals, and as often happens when we issue reports like this, we get other information coming to us, and we are intending to follow up on that. But I just want to reassure you and the committee, I'm here to let you know what we're being told by the FBI is their concerns. Obviously, Director Wray and the leadership of the FBI and ourselves, I'm certainly not looking to step aside, but on this, but it is their interests that they need to be articulated to the committee.
I have no idea what Horowitz said, but it's a whole bunch of doublespeak. Lickstad 1193, thank you so much. Why hasn't Rosenstein been impeached? He hasn't been impeached yet because he hasn't. For some reason, Congress has been okay with him just slow walking everything, and now they're not okay anymore. So Rosenstein is like, I'm just going to keep this stop Trump text. It looks really bad. Could you imagine if Rosenstein, when he was looking at Comey's queasy memos, also said, oh, by the way, here's a text from Strzok that says, oh, an insurance policy, stop Trump text. We're going to stop Trump. Don't worry, honey, we'll stop Trump. It would never, the Mueller probe would never have taken place. So he knows that. That's why he held a whole bunch of information away from the American public. And Rosenstein hasn't been impeached yet because he just hasn't yet he hasn't yet annoyed congressional Republicans enough. But that's now they can't stand him. Why hasn't Trump declassified the requested DOJ docs? Altering the 302s is a serious offense. Jail. Absolutely. I think Trump right now just wants to play this out, and altering 302s is a huge problem. A lot of people going down, and Clinton's going to get indicted. Absolutely. Big problem here is that in terms of time, it's not a problem, but they're just taking their sweet time because November is the election. So they're building and building and building and building momentum. And also, the people who helped Hillary are stalling. So we'll just hear that again.
The other thing that I would ask you to look into, there is growing evidence that 302s were edited and changed. And it gets back to what Ms. Handel said in terms of those particular interview sessions. And
you know what's going to happen, too? Once McCabe and others start getting indicted, I mean, if they alter 302s, you're talking about major, major, major political scandal beyond belief. Then they flip and sing beyond. Then you're talking about flipping and singing. Then they flip and sing, and Clinton goes, I mean, multiple indictments, not just one indictment. It's multiple indictments. And you have people flipping and singing on Clinton. It's unbelievable. This is one of the biggest scandals in American history. And what the media is trying to do is focus on something that has nothing to do with national security. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead really quickly. And if you go ahead right now, Free Assange, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go ahead. Let's see what old Sessions is up to. Sessions FBI. Sessions says FBI Strzok no longer has his security clearance. Trump, Strzok. But the interesting thing, the hilarious thing about Trump and Strzok, oh my God, is that he texted, so he tweeted. Trump's been tweeting about Strzok for a while. This is hilarious. So this is no offense, with all respect, and this is a Vox article. Trump, Fox News, and Twitter have created a dangerous conspiracy theory loop. No, actually, the IG report has actually stated that that Strzok is biased, and there's a Stop Trump text. So this is obviously written in June before the Stop Trump. He's not going to win. No, we'll stop him. So then it's Trump is turning conservative media into a massive conspiracy machine. No, the conspiracy is that Trump worked with Russia. That's not there's no conspiracy about what Hillary Clinton did. The people at Vox and MSNBC, they all know she transferred intelligence, classified, top secret, outside the U.S. government onto her basement server. End of story. Indictments. That's it. That's it. And if they say, well, there's a culture of, doesn't matter, indictments. Christian Saucier was in a submarine. Other people were doing the same thing. They didn't get the same, year in jail. Doesn't matter. And now we know the Spygate issue is not conspiracy at all. John Brennan told Harry Reid that there was Russian influence, but didn't tell Obama, apparently. And Obama on CNN stated that it's impossible to rig the election, that Trump should stop complaining. Anyway. He called Strzok a sick loser. Why is the FBI sick loser? It's Peter Strzok working on a totally discredited Mueller. This is June 17th. Why was the FBI's sick loser, Peter Strzok, working on a totally discredited Mueller team of 13 angry and conflicted Democrats? It's hilarious. When Strzok was giving crooked Hillary a free pass, yet telling his lover, Lisa Page, that we'll stop Trump from becoming president. Witch hunt. They've already been caught with their pants down.
Hello, Mr. President. How are you? Good. They're caught with their pants down. They're trying to make a new FBI dating service. I told you that. It's called FBI Wanna Sex You Up.com. Yes. All night, make me feel really good. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you know that song. Good. Yes. I don't know. Clinesmith and Mueller and Page and Strzok. Andrew McCabe and Comey even want to get in, and they wouldn't let him in. Comey was like, oh, can I come in and be part of your FBI dating service? They're like, no way. Giant behemoth, get away. It's so sad that turning on each other. It's kind of funny. Oh, we'll go ahead. They'll flip and sing like Tammy Wynette and Mary Lou Retton. Okay. I tell you what. They make Sodom and Gomorrah look like a Rainbow Bright Christmas special. Yes. I know. Okay. Poo-poo out. Thank you. I'll call you later. I'll call you tonight. Bye. So... People are good morning. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I love you all, and I appreciate all your kind words. You're all really wonderful. I mean, I'm just very lucky that I have the best. And this channel is like, it grows very slowly. It's grown, but it grows very slowly sometimes. And I think it's just really great that people have stuck with me for so long as I've changed and evolved. And, you know, I look at myself now, I'm like a different person. I was so like controlled by groupthink before, in a way, even though I didn't think I was, because I was like, you know, stating, hey, Hillary's going to lose. I was right about that. Clinton's going to lose. But it was like, I was just like, oh, no, you know, I can't vote for Trump. I can't vote for Trump. What's going on? What? And then I realized, yeah, Trump is not, he's flawed, like Clinton was flawed. But you know what? Peace between North and South Korea is a very good thing. Very good thing. Exposing corrupt FBI agents, very good thing. Very good thing. Being less hawkish than Democrats, very good thing.
Five said, my first super chat on the last Saturday night stream.
All right. So let's just really quickly make some quick rounds. 960 people, and it's 2 hours in, and we still got 960 people. We still got 960 people. I want to thank everyone in the live stream and the super chat. Thank you so much to the people in the super chat. Let's go ahead really quickly. What's going on Twitter? Nothing good. Nothing good at all, very likely. Oh. Oh my God. This is crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Representative. Oh, no, not this guy. So, Roger Stone. Oh God.
Million that Bill takes for a speech. The fact there is Russian collusion in the 2016 election. The 145 million that the Russian energy company pays to the Clinton Foundation. The $500,000 that Bill takes for a speech. The fact that John and Tony Podesta are making millions from the oligarchs around Putin in banking, in gas, in uranium. There's your collusion. It's right there for everybody to see. There is Russian collusion in the 2016 election. The 145 million that the Russian energy company pays to the Clinton Foundation. The $500,000 that Bill takes for a speech. The fact
quiet, Roger, quiet. Quiet, Roger Stone. I want to say thank you, Dark Side Harley Girl. Thank you so much. I watched you before the elections. H.A., you're funny. Thank you so much, Harley Girl. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, before the elections, my God, that's 2+ years. Wow. Yeah, it's two years. No, almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Harley Girl. Dark Side Harley Girl. Thank you. For that, maybe I'll have to do it. John O'Brennan. John O'Brennan. What's John Brennan talking about? No. Gina Haspel runs the show now. Your fear of exposure is palpable. This is his dumb tweet. This guy is hilarious. So Trump Fox number polls plummet. Oh, this is a recent Brennan. Fantastic. Poll numbers plummet. I'm Democrat inspired and paid for witch hunt. With all the bias, lying, and hate by investigators, people want the investigators investigated. Absolutely. Much more will come out. Yes. a total scam and excuse for the Dems losing the election. So the 12 hours ago, John was like, your fear of exposure is palpable. What? Your fear of exposure is palpable. Your desperation even more so. When will those of conscience among your cabinet, inner circle, and Republican leadership realize that your unprincipled and unethical behavior, as well as your incompetence, are seriously damaging our nation? That's my job. It's my job to damage the nation. I can't do that anymore. This is the guy who spied on Obama's Senate and lied under oath about it. And, he didn't get perjury charges. The guy's corrupt. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A message from two very honorable people. Oh, look. It's an intelligence community person and James Clapper. They're talking about issues because Clapper has said that as the stability of our nation concerns him, yet he's going to thrust us into a Cold War based on the steel PPDOS. No thanks, buddy. No thanks. Jim Hayden, thank you so much. We love HA, and I love you guys. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim Hayden. That's very kind of you. Thank you. And I have just, this channel is just wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much to everybody for your kind words. And thank you all for sticking together. If you see anyone doxing anyone, anyone's like, address, just like report the person or whatever. What kind of person like sits there and like, I'm going to go ahead and put it. Yes, thank you. I'm getting dismally arched. Thank you. Never give money on you. Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. Never given money to a YouTuber, but I like you. Dismally arch, thank you so much. That's greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. And thank you. I have a special group of people that really, it's wonderful. And so thank you, Dismally Arch, very much. Very much. I'm honored. And Jim Hayden, thank you. Brennan needs a testosterone. Brennan has so much testosterone, you have no idea. He's exuding musk. He makes Arnold Schwarzenegger look like, I don't know, somebody who doesn't have testosterone. He makes Arnold Schwarzenegger look like Kathy Griffin. John O'Brennan. John Brennan. Your fear of exposure is palpable. Your desperation even more so. When will those of conscience among your cabinet have a mass mutiny? Come to the light. Leave old Trumpy. Go to Clinton, who is honest and wonderful and survived Bosnia's sniper fire and calls children super predators. John O'Brien and Obama just deported 2.5 million people. It's all good. Oh my God. And he's talking about human rights. The guy who's like CIA chief during Yemen, Syria, all these crazy, Libya. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Cynthia Connery, thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Moramo, for your target practice. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you very much. And I know I learned the hard way because I have my 500 Smith & Wesson that could like take out a car, but it's the 50 caliber Smith & Wesson round, and it's basically $1.20 per round, if you can imagine. Some of them it's like $2 per round, but the 7.62 by 39 millimeter rounds for my AK are much more affordable, but I'm thinking in the future of getting an AR because the 5.56 by 45.56 by 45 millimeter, very, very affordable round, very, very affordable. But you can get 7.62 by 39 as less than $1 a round. Yeah, like around $1, but less than $1. And sorry, the 50 caliber Smith & Wesson, the rounds are like $1.50 to $2, so it's pretty crazy. The California Legal AK that I bought was is California Legal. It's not the same. It's the same rifle, but it's just the configuration is different than what you would get in Arizona or a state that's actually normal. But was like 800, 900, something like that. But ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do right now is, thank you so much, Cynthia Connery. Let's just do the rounds one more time on Twitter. So basically, you have a situation where, it's all going down. Judicial Watch. Let's just hit Judicial Watch real quickly. Well, this is a crazy one. Yeah, Judicial Watch broke this story. Breaking Judicial Watch, new IRS notes revealing Senator John McCain's former staff director and chief counsel for Senate Homeland Security, Henry Kerner, urged top IRS officials like Lois Lerner to audit so that it becomes financially ruinous. Wow. 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 Unbelievable. This is BBC News.
I often wonder.
I want to just read something. See, Tommy Robinson should be free. I disagree with a lot of his politics, but he should be free. That's the thing. It doesn't matter. What do you live in a world where, if you live in a democracy, you should not go to jail for your words, especially if it's political viewpoint. You're not trying. If you're trying to hurt somebody, yeah, you get the Secret Service on your behind. See, jailed for contempt, but is that politically motivated? Very much, very likely so. I want Julian Assange free. Tommy Robinson should be free, although I don't agree with a lot of his political stances. So, and that's the thing. It's not a matter of agreeing with political stances. If you want to fight Nazis, make sure Democrats don't win. Because Democrats destroyed Libya, an African nation, and now there's slave auctions. Democrats stole $10 billion from Haiti. Democrats have done a lot of really, really horrible things to black people. Much more horrible than anything Tommy Robinson said regarding, people from around the world. But UK media coverage. Tommy Robinson was sent to prison for contempt. This is in BBC. Okay, so last month. So the BBC is talking about, so jailed for contempt. But free speech is important. If free speech is just you give your opinion, your viewpoint, your political viewpoint, and if your political viewpoint can be defeated by one way, logic and reason. You don't like a viewpoint, like, for example, when I debated Richard Spencer, you just go ahead through logic and reason. All right. So, okay, Stormy Daniels. So I put that. So to my one of my amazing subscribers, he's Stormy Wasserman Schultz. I think it was in the super chat. I want to thank you. Stormy Wasserman Schultz is awesome. In fact, if I could get my license plate as Stormy Wasserman, I will. Stormy Wasserman Schultz. All right, ladies and gentlemen. There's 905 people. We're still going strong. It's 2 hours, and they're still going strong. But I will be back. I'll be back in a couple of hours, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you very much. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you to the super chat people. Thank you for the kind words. Just thank you. And I will be back in a couple of hours. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a little break. But no, thank you so much. We'll be back soon. And as always, I'm going to try every night in the middle of the night to do HA After Dark. Last night's segment was pretty awesome. Thank you so much for making this segment absolutely fantastic. Take care. I will see you soon. God bless. Thank you so much. And thank you, as always, to the super chat people. Thank you so much.